No community, none, has ever started talking about mental wellness the way it do now. So last night, I was searching on like what heals the soul, right? And I came across an article that was talking about how religion and Christianity and all these things heal the soul. Then this morning I woke up and I was listening to a word, and again, it was talking about healing what triggers you and do it in a way that it shows you God didn't leave you alone. So I'm going to just jump right into it. I wrote my own article and I'm going to read it to you guys. And it's called Loving What Triggered Me. Because we have to fall in love with what triggered us to move forward, moving forward, right? So when you avoid your triggers, you avoid the healing necessary for those moments. And when we confront our triggers, we aren't going to go back to the amplified emotion that the trigger gives me. See, triggers, you know where the word triggered come from? It came from a word that was described to use for people in the armed forces who went through PTSD. Okay. So triggered, when you feel triggered, you feel an amplified emotion. So we have to go back and realize that when we confront our triggers, we aren't going back to the amplified emotion. We're going back to have a testimony that God gave us. God allowed us to be triggered, and sometimes He allows us to be triggered so that our testimony can be, I felt like the weapon prospered, but it didn't. And what happened to me then didn't change what God has for me now. So when you love what triggers you and you realize that God gave you that moment to learn something, to move forward, to take a piece of that with you to share it with someone else so they don't have to go through what you went through, you would realize that everything's okay. You're not even in that situation that triggered you. Matter of fact, you shouldn't even allow that to trigger you no more. You should really just observe the emotions and say, yeah, I felt hurt. I felt shame. I felt anger. I felt betrayed. I felt abandoned. Whatever it was you felt in the moment that makes you feel triggered, you have to find the words to communicate that so that when you get triggered, it doesn't trigger you, right? So this is my testimony. There was a time I thought love was all I needed, right? And I started looking for love in all the wrong places, basically. And guess what? All that love did was create triggers for me. It created anger. It created frustration. It created suicidal thoughts. It created me driving myself to drink. It just created so much turmoil, right? It made me feel hopeless because I went loving folks who did not love me back. I was giving love to what didn't serve me, right? Then one day, I had a near death experience. Not once, not twice, not three times, but four times. God gave me a near death experience. I said, oh my gosh, God, if I'm a cat with 9 lives, just say that, right? But we know I am not a cat and I don't have 9 lives. But what the moment taught me was I wanted to live. I wanted to heal what triggered me to bring me to that point where I was hanging out or being in places I had no business being hopeless in the first place. Why am I hopeless? I have no reason to be hopeless. What are we hopeless for, right? So going through those near death experiences brought that out of me. It made me confront myself. It made me confront what triggered me so that I'm not moving forward still hopeless and all this and oh, I want to die and all that, right? So the trigger wasn't there to destroy me. It was there to show me that I could still make it to the other side. It was there to show me that I was loved, but I was blinded on what love was by the enemy because the enemy sent something to try to distract and bring me down, and it didn't work because I prospered and I made it to the other side. right? See, God gave me this testimony to deliver because he wanted me to take those who were triggered and deliver them to healing, gather those who felt hopeless and give them hope again. Now I know I'm not going back to who I used to be. No, of course not. I won't stay stuck in who hurt me, who wounded me, who left me afraid. I won't let it create what the enemy wants to prosper. See, God empowered me to see if anyone else want to break out of this mental prison that you're in, because I'm not in it no more. So if you're in the mental prison of feeling triggered and reacting off of that trigger, I need to know, do you want to grow and evolve with me? Do you want to move forward? If you can, please leave in the comments, what is your testimony? What makes you feel triggered? And how do you feel now versus what had happened to you? Glory be to God. If you like this TED Talk with me, please like, subscribe, comment, and show me some love. And leave in the comments what else you guys want to talk about. Because I love talking with you guys. I love making these videos, and I love healing with other people. And I want us all to heal, and I want us all to move forward, and I want us all to prosper, and I want us all to be abundant, and I want us all to be happy, and I want us all to live in love and joy and peace. So if you enjoy this TED Talk and you want to live in all these things with me, subscribe to my channel, leave a like, leave a comment, and let's get it.